Alright, tubes. We got a fixed part here. This here is a magneto bracket for a, I think it's a CT3 stover, the coffin
yeah.
top stove.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's actually CT2, but they're pretty much the same.
Right, they're all the same parts. Anyway, it was our buddy John had this, and he was loading it up, and one of the wheels kicked out on him, and
flipped it over
and snapped this off.
And this holds the EK mag right here, bolts on the side of the hopper.
It looks like it was already shitted up here, but it's not. That's actually a casting number.
Yeah, it says 2 CT on
right.
there. Maybe it says 1 2, but there's 2 CT. I can see.
Right, but if you turn it around, you'll see that it was actually perfect part. It was never butchered before, and it's cast iron. So we're going to weld it. We're going to arc weld it, and we're going to use nickel rods. So we'll show you guys how that goes out.
Okay.
Alrighty, go to it, Mike. What are you going to do now? You say you're going to take the pin out?
Hey, I'm just going to take this pin out just so it's easier to grind out the V along the bottom bracket here, the bottom half here.
And give you less to be out of your way.
Exactly, yeah. Less risk of hitting that,
Alright, go ahead, get to it, buddy.
Okay. Let's tap that. Alright. Over the bench grinder.
What'd you do there, buddy?
I just beveled all the edges here. Some fresh metal and a little bit of a area for the weld to fill all around the front and back there. That'll give it a nice deep penetration so that when we're all said and done we can grind it flush, kind of blend it in so it doesn't look as obvious that it's been repaired.
Okay, yeah, you probably won't even tell.
Yeah, and then I've got to take all the paint off from the surrounding area yet.
Okay, go ahead, buddy. Alright, looks like Mike got that all wire welding cleaned up. And this is what he's going to use. He's going to use this nickel rod here.
Yeah, it's only 55.
Yeah, nickel 55. Which it'll do plenty for what we need.
It's fine.
It's pretty expensive stuff, and if you go, what's the other stuff? Nickel 90?
99.
99.
Yeah.
You get real expensive, so. That's what you need, nickel rod. This is what it looks like, and it's nasty. If you can do it outside, it's best to do it outside, because I don't know what's in this shit, but it'll choke you to death.
The smoke that's produced, and then when you chip it, the
powder.
Dust, yeah,
the powder dust
will aggravate your throat.
Really nasty. Yeah. So we might tack it while it's in the vise, but once we tack it, we're gonna take it outside.
Exactly.
All right, how's it going over here, buddy?
Yeah, just making sure that I'm going to be able to get it lined up correctly. I can feel where, there's
where
enough of the casting left that I can feel where it belongs. Just look at the alignment.
Alright, we're going to use our industrial arc 260 here. It's a pretty powerful machine, 260 amp. But our plug, we only got 6 foot of 220 plug here, so we got to add a few extensions here, and just to ground it, we're going to use jumper cables here. But we do, for positive, we do have real cable. Alright, go ahead, buddy. You're just going to hold it in place?
Yeah,
and then tap
now,
it?
Just so I can feel how it sits and how it moves. Turn the current up a little bit.
How'd it feel? Did it pull?
Yeah, but it looks like,
When you weld it, it'll pull it back.
well, I don't want it to pull it back now because it looks about, I'm looking at this surface here versus the surface at the bottom of the bracket.
Right.
They look about parallel. Well enough. And then this in relation to where that pin's going to be, because you want this surface to be perpendicular with the pin. So I'm just set the pin back in there. I'll flip it and do a little bit on the other side and make sure it didn't it doesn't want to pull back. He didn't put a square on it if we wanted to.
How's it look?
I'd say that's good. A little bit of misalignment won't kill it, but you know, it's got to be pretty well straight, which it appears to be.
Yeah. You know, if you had to, you could always use washers to straighten it, but
yeah, you could shim it one way or the other.
Right, but
I don't think we're going to need to do that.
I don't think so either. That looks pretty good.
I'm going to flip it and do another quick little zap, and then we'll check it again. And if it hasn't moved, we'll go for the long haul.
Alright. What Mike is doing now is painting it. What exactly does that do, Mike? Explain that.
Well, while the metal's still warm, I'm told that it helps to relieve stresses in the weld so that it doesn't crack as it cools.
Right.
That might not look very pretty, but as you do it, this stuff almost flows like solder or braze. You know, it doesn't build up a bead really like a normal stick weld. It's almost like you V it out and you fill the V with the weld. You know, as it melts, it kind of puddles and fills that V up. But right now, I'm just rotating back and forth like I did opposite corners, the ends, and then did opposite corners. Now I'm going to finish this corner, flip it, peen it, flip it, do the other corner.
Okay, looks good.
Okay, so watch your eyes.
Watch your eyes.
Let me clean it up real quick first.
Alright, let him clean it up. Alright, watch your eyes.
Leg here. Watch out.
There he goes, painting it again. Yeah, welding cast iron, there's a lot of technique to it, you know. I mean, it's just not like a regular welding steel. There are a couple extra precautions you got to take when you do it.
Watch out. And so you see how it doesn't really come out. You don't really get the bead, you know, a
Right.
nice roll of dimes, as they say.
Right.
You get a blob, but it fills that crack in, or not the crack, but the V.
Right.
So now, really flip it back over, do the last corner, then I'll clean it up and see if there's anything I have to touch up. But I don't think, so you still have to do that yet.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to clean up nice. You probably won't even see that
Whoa.
once you hit it with a grinder and paint it.
No, I actually got to do a little bit more back here, but yeah.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
exactly. Once you grind it smooth, there won't be any voids or anything like that. And I haven't even used one whole rod yet.
buddy. Yeah, well, that's good because I don't know if I mentioned to them guys, they're expensive. They're like $2 a rod at least.
Yeah, watch your eyes.
Go ahead, watch your eyes. Yeah, it gets right on that while it's still red cherry hot. Ready. Now let's see what's going on here. Looks like all the welding is done. It's cold.
Is it?
Yeah, ice cold.
Okay, good.
So that's good. That's what you got to worry about when it cools is when it cracks, when all damage happens. So if you get it past this point, you're pretty good. Now I'm just going to grind it down.
Yeah, blend it in.
Give it to the paint shop.
Pretty good.
Prime and paint that for him. All right, buddy.
Sounds good.
All right. Mike left for the evening. He finished. He ground this all down and shaped it, and looks beautiful. You know, I'm gonna throw some paint on here tomorrow. prime it and paint it, and you'll never even know this thing was broke. Alright, we'll show you that tomorrow when we get it done. Alright, I painted it up, put it back together here. I painted it British Racing green. I was going to go with hunter green, but that looked a little too bright. And I was just going, I didn't have the engine with me, I was just going with by the color of what this was, so I think it'll work. You can't even tell it was broke. Mike did a beautiful job there. Alright, there we go, put it in the sun. Alright, I'm going to bring this back to John and let him put it back on his engine. Alrighty, enough of this.